I want to talk about my first experience of Ramadan as a new revert. Now, I need to clarify that I have never fasted like in an official way before. Sometimes I didn't eat for a long time without even fucking realizing it, but never did I like actually try to fast and to not let myself eat for an extended period of time. So, all of this stuff is new to me, including the religious part, but also like the actual fasting part. I know for a lot of Muslims that were born into Islam, like it's just kind of all they know because since they were born, they were fasting every Ramadan. But for people that aren't in like a religion, they don't really fast ever. So yeah, I never really did. So everything I talk about is a complete new experience for me. So let's start from the beginning. The first day, I guess, I did it. I noticed I was way more hungry. Like, it was definitely a lot harder. I was way more hungry by like 12, and I was like, I don't know how people do this for one day, let alone a whole month. And it was really a struggle. And then like the second day, especially because, I didn't eat that much before the fast started, so I was like struggling, really struggling until we got to the point where we could eat again, and that was really fucking hard. But I gotta say, like, as I got used to it, and I think my body gets used to it, and as I got used to it, like, the days started to become easier. Like, I just felt kind of normal. Like, sure, I'd get hungry. I noticed my stomach would get hungry for, like, 30 minutes to an hour span, and I feel really hungry, and then, like, it would go away. And it would even be, like, at some days where I was allowed to eat, like, right when it was time to eat at Maghrib, I would be not even that hungry. Like, my stomach would just be completely used to it. And it feels like my body kind of adjusted over time to me just not eating because I did it every day. And, like, there's no breaks or anything. And I think that was really cool. I never thought about that. I would do that. And when I was fasting, I also felt like there was times that I wanted to eat a lot and I would just hold it in. And it'd be really good practice of not really suffering, but, like, controlling my desires. And I kind of realized why, like, fasting is a thing. Before I really practiced any religion, I didn't understand why fasting was such a big deal in religions. Even outside of Islam, there's like, I'm pretty sure you fast in Buddhism. There's stuff you have to give up in Christianity. I'm not really sure about that too much, but my point is, in a lot of religions, fasting is kind of a big deal, and I didn't know why, but I kind of get the idea now. I think it's about control. Not only, there's a few reasons why. I think, one, they do it to show you that you are, like, to show you what it's like to be poor, so you can have more empathy for people who don't have as much as you. Two, obviously, it reminds you of God and helps you to become closer with Him. But also, when you, in the actual aspect of controlling your desire, that's a big part of the religion, because a lot of what Islam is to control your earthly, humanly, whatever you want to call it, desires to put all of what your body is, like, yelling at you to get, and instead to go against everything your nature and your body is telling you, to praise God instead, or to, worship Him instead, which is, like, the biggest part of the religion is, like, to actually suffer and sacrifice because there is a bigger, more important thing. Kind of like in Earth, where you can do whatever you want. You can gamble, you can drink, you can technically do all this stuff that would make you feel good, but these are all worldly desires, and they're nothing compared to Jannah. So I think it helps people remind you of that, because, not eating and not fulfilling your desire is pretty much the same thing as not gambling, not smoking, not drinking, all the stuff that is haram, all that stuff that you're not allowed to do. It's kind of like a symbolic version of that, where you can kind of see, like, one, that it's not that hard, because after a while your body gets used to it and you realize, okay, I can do this. And two, that you realize that your body can go way longer than you think it can without food. After like 4 hours, you think you're going to starve and die on the street. But you can go a lot longer than you think you can. And it really helps to strengthen your mind and focus it on what's really important in life, and not let your desires control you. Because I realized the true version of freedom, a lot of people talk about being free in this life, which is usually meant by, I want to do whatever I want no matter what, which is like a hedonistic lifestyle. I want to go do all these drugs. I want to go have sex with every girl I can see. I want to go gamble. That's not freedom. You're just being controlled by other desires. It's not what you want. It's just some like monkey lizard brain. Oh, I want this. It makes me feel good. But true freedom is being free from all of the things that make you a slave, being free from your desires. And that's what Islam gives you, and I've learned that during Ramadan. It's just a beautiful feeling, and I never really understood why people fasted, but now after fasting, I definitely understand like the significance of it and what it can bring you and the kind of peace, but also like knowledge it can show you. Because obviously, learning things through reading or to think about stuff is one thing, but actually doing things, you cannot predict that, or you can't manufacture that in like a random environment. You can only learn by actually doing it, and you can't get that anywhere else. So you can learn a lot from this. Also, this is not a main thing, but I also think I wonder like the people who are addicted to food, who have like eating disorders or something, or who are like fat, because obviously there are a lot of addictions, but you can also be addicted to food. And when you're addicted to food, I'd imagine fasting is really hard. So I'm guessing that fasting is also a way of making you like preventing people from being fat in Islam, because Ramadan is 1 month out of a year. That's a lot. So I don't know how people could be fat but also fast for like the whole day for like a whole month of a year. So I think that also controls that. But obviously there are like a million benefits to it. Anyways, that's my experience. Hope you guys learned something or I didn't waste your time. See ya.